It's been an up and down year for the Houston Rockets. James Harden had another historic season with a 32-game, 30-point streak in 8 50-point games, but finished second to the Freak for league MVP. However, Harden and company had another early exit in the postseason thanks to the Golden State Warriors. Houston eliminated in 6 games, and the Dubs finished them off without Kevin Durant. So this offseason, Rockets made a big splash and traded Chris Paul and a bunch of picks to OKC for superstar Russell Westbrook. Joining us now to talk about these Rockets and much more, Houston owner Tilman Fertitta, who has a new book. Let me show this to everybody. Shut Up and Listen. Available now. Thank you so much for being with us, sir.
Great to be here in New York, talking a little bit about this book from HarperCollins, but we know we're going to talk some Rockets.
Oh, yes, we are.
But you want to push the book because you might get rich.
You know what? I need to. I mean, Westbrook and Harden, two $40 million players.
Okay, tell
I
us
have to
about
hawk
that.
some books.
Tell us about the trade, what Russell brings to the Rockets that CP3 didn't.
Well, first off, James and Russell go back to the early days in L.A. And so they know each other. There's a chemistry there. They can talk to each other. They can be bringing back the ball up the court, and the other one can go to the bench and say, why in the hell did you bring it up like that? Why didn't you give it to me? And no hurt feelings. I think that his tempo, Russell's on a different level on the fast break. I mean, my basketball ops showed me all these statistics of transition and everything, and how he will truly change our team the way he brings the ball up so fast at times.
You know, it's interesting. I'm looking at this book here, and the title is Shut Up and Listen. And I've had the pleasure of getting to know you and talking to you on several occasions. And trust you me, y'all, this title fits him because at times it has been clear that you wanted people to shut up and listen to you. You definitely wanted to get
beat you to the title of your autobiography.
How about that? I want to know, first of all, the inspiration for writing this book, particularly with it coming out now. And more importantly, how do you feel it translates to these Houston Rockets under your stewardship at this particular moment in time?
You know, that's a great question. You know, first off, I have a show on CNBC, Billion Dollar Buyer, that I've done for a few years. And I've been doing business shows and everything for years, and lots of media out there. HarperCollins came to me about 18 months ago and said, we watch all these one-liners of you and these Tilmanisms. We want you to write a business book, not an autobiography, but just tell us how you do it every day. What are your tips? How do you do things? The 95-5 rule, there are no spare customers. Take no out of your damn vocabulary. And just more of a self-improvement and business management book. How does it relate to the Houston Rockets? I sit there, but I do listen to my basketball ops people. These guys' intelligence is at an unbelievable level, and all the analytics like you, Max, that you really appreciate, and why this guy is going to work better than this guy. But as smart as our guys are, they can't hit a shot at the end of a game. You know, it takes certain things. Do I operate the same in all my businesses? Absolutely, Stephen A. And I sit there and I question my guys and throw questions at them. And Daryl even say to you, you know, Tilman, you're asking a logical question that nobody would have ever asked before. Is it why we should do this or why we shouldn't do this? And so it does relate. And the guys that have read it love it. But we can't make the shots.
Now, you've started businesses, acquired businesses at this point, all these things, and I imagine that one of the things you have to do is honor certain commitments that are there that are in place before you're there. I imagine, and Stephen A. has talked about on the air, that as the new owner of the team, there were certain ways in which your behavior may be constrained by previous understandings. And maybe that has an impact on the Chris Paul situation when you first walk in the door. At what point do you feel like, okay, now the handcuffs are off, and I no longer have to satisfy anything in the past, and I can run this business exactly as I want going forward?
Well, first off, I operate by a rule that I talk about in this book. I know what I know, and I know what I don't know. Okay, so sure, the handcuffs are off, and the owner of any team makes the final decision, okay? But any smart owner is going to listen to their very intelligent basketball people or football people or whatever. The handcuffs are off, okay? The first 2 years, the handcuffs were on, okay? this is my team, but I have great people, and Daryl Morey and his team, and Tad Brown and his team.
So
and I have a
starting
great
now,
coach.
the handcuff. This going forward, starting now.
100%. I will. It's just the way it is.
You bought this team for $2.2 billion. You're very cognizant of who you pay and what you expect from them because of what you paid them. That had a lot to do with Russell Westbrook being here, Chris Paul being gone, all of this other stuff. We've watched the Houston Rockets, and I was there in attendance when the Golden State Warriors, Steph Curry dropped 33 in the second half. And I had not spoken to you after the game. We actually had spoken before the game. But after the game, I came back and I told Max and Molly, I said, he reminds me a little bit of George Steinbrenner, God rest his soul, the old owner for the New York Yankees.
Everybody knows George.
And the reason why I said that is because you were unapologetic about the standards that you expect this franchise to have. And you said, damn it, it ain't good enough to lose on our home court in the Game 6 without Kevin Durant.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.